tired of this.
Hey? Oh, for crying out loud.
I'm serious, this is the last straw.
Alright, I'll have a word. But first, it's... Hello ladies and gentlemen,
Hi.
Welcome to the Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves launch party. I'm Simon, the producer of the film.
I'm Alice, the writer.
And I'm Peter, the director.
We're going to tell you all about the film and the process that lies ahead of us, as well as talking to some of our creative contributors.
That's right, we've got Fraser Stones, our concept artist, and we're also talking to renowned prosthetics designer Gary Fay from Australia. Some of his creations have been featured by Lady Gaga on the cover of her Chromatica album.
That's right, and you will see me making this stupidly unmanageable scythe, which has a completely blunt blade, but it looks fantastic. So there's going to be lots to enjoy, and we hope it all works.
At the end, we'll be playing around with our customised set, which will always also be given away to one of our lucky contributors.
And amongst all of that, the Kickstarter for the film is now live, so do by all means have a look. The link should be in the comments below. But don't go away, go click on that. We've already had some donations, which is fantastic, so that's underway. Click at that, have a look, but you're going to see everything that you would see there here, so stay with us, don't run away. Yep, there we go. So with the team, we've kind of got together to make this slightly unusual film, but it's going to be hilarious. It's a great script, but you don't know anything about us, and here we are. So Pete, just tell us a little bit of something that you've kind of done before. What's your background? What have you been up to?
Most recently I directed a contemporary Shakespeare adaptation, but it's not all serious stuff. Before that I made a feature mockumentary about a rivalry between two buskers.
How's he doing?
And I've also made a pilot episode about millennials and smashed avocado.
He's very modest. Except the Shakespeare thing, which won in the Yorkshire Shorts, the Leeds International Film Festival, which is quite a big deal, and he's not saying it, but he's got a little award on his shelf behind him, just nonchalantly. It's like pictures in the downstairs toilet, it's so that someone will see it. But that's lovely. Thank you, Pete. And Alice, what about you? What do you get up to?
Well, this is the first script that's got this far into production. I'm a fairly recent graduate. I write various things in scripts, screenplays and in prose, and in between that I also write about film for my blog, which is Extended Cut, if you want to check that out. And I'm currently reviewing some of the short films at this year's Leeds International Film Festival.
There we go.
If you want to check that out.
Yeah, which of course is all online this year.
It's films that we're going to be making, I'm sure.
So what are we doing tonight, Alice?
Oh, well, what are we doing? We're here to share information about this new project and get you all involved with the Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves. We want to hear your reactions, your questions for us, and any comments, and get your suggestions about what you want to see from us during the process. Yeah.
Get those fingers out and tell us what you think.
Yeah, do like and follow the Facebook page and share so that your friends and family and even your enemies can.
Especially your enemies.
We'd like to tell you everything you need to know about the film and share with you a little pitch video that we made to launch our Kickstarter campaign, which features our slightly unusual, one of our slightly unusual protagonists.
So here we go. Here's to find out everything about the film as it is on Kickstarter. Roll VT.
By now everyone knows about the September miracle. It might be the biggest unsolved mystery of our time. For a 90-minute stretch, no one on the planet died. In an hour and a half, not a single death reported. It's completely unheard of. Scientists everywhere were baffled, and the Pope called it a miracle. 1 year on, we're none the wiser. Well, we weren't until we got a call from someone on the inside.
Yeah, I was nervous. Of course I was. It's not every day you get to interview the walking, talking embodiment of mortal doom. But then again, it's not every day you get to discover the truth behind one of the greatest mysteries of the age.
To back out from fear, that would be a stain on my journalistic integrity.
Do you take my soul now or something?
It's certainly new to me, working with such a star. It comes with its own added pressures. But I guess that's a small price to pay to finally get to tell this story.
Hi folks, I'm Simon. I'm the producer of The Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves, and welcome to this video that's going I'm starting to waffle straight away. That's no use at all. We are the principal crew for The Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves. I'm Simon, the producer.
I'm Alice, I'm the writer.
And I'm Peter, the director.
Alice, why don't you tell us where this idea came from and what the story's actually about?
Well, the story is a very simple one. It's about an elderly man called Harvey Grieves who sees death in the form of the Grim Reaper staring at him through his hospital window, and then decides he has to escape. So from there, it's essentially a chase. Quite a funny chase, if I do say so myself. My way of writing comedy is just to write something that I find funny, and I initially just thought of the image of the Grim Reaper, something incredibly sinister, in such a mundane setting as waiting for a bus, or waiting as the lift takes forever to get to the right floor.
At the start of the film, we meet Harvey. He's in a hospital bed. He's not very happy to be there. And then out of the window, he sees death. He doesn't want to die in this awful place. So he decides then and there that he's going to give chase. Now, this isn't something that happens to Death every day. Usually he just comes and takes his victim. But Harvey has decided to go on the run. And for the course of our film, we follow Death and Harvey and the people they encounter.
After knocking on a few of the wrong doors and giving people the scare of their lives, Death finally gets to Harvey's home, and Harvey's home is genuinely exactly that, a home. It's warm, it's comforting, it has all the things that matter about his life all around him, and that's what he wanted to come back to. He's not that bothered about Death, and in fact they have that wonderful moment of genuinely bonding, Death taking a break for a moment and sharing a glass of whiskey with someone who he can call a friend. It's a total change from the pace and the feel of the film up to that point, except, of course, that Harvey does kind of have to die.
Here, Harvey is able to accept his fate and die on his terms, surrounded by memories of a life well lived.
Pete, so you're going to direct The Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves. How do you see this film? What does it say to you?
When I read the script, it was immediately, I really responded to it because it's just so funny and it's really propulsive. It moves along at quite a pace. Every page there's like a different plot twist or a different turn in the action. So I kind of read it in one sitting and I just was like, I have to be a part of this film. The character of Death was obviously, it's going to be a kind of production challenge, but also a really great opportunity if we do it right to bring this character to life in maybe a unique way that the audiences haven't seen before.
So the total budget for The Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves will be a little over £20,000, which is a lot of money for a short film. But it's not that much in the scheme of things, and every penny of that is going to end up on screen. You are able to make a huge contribution to that. We will be appealing to industry funds for some of that funding, but the rest is going to come from people's enthusiasm for the project, and that's going to make a huge difference. That amount breaks down into a number of different areas. First of all, we have the development and fundraising process, so everything that happens until we actually get the production on the road, with a cost of about £800. We then have logistics as part of the production, so getting everybody to the set, getting everybody from place to place, and indeed having a bus and an ambulance on set as part of the film. Then there's production design, which includes the interiors for Harvey's house, for the hospital scenes, and everything to do with costume, especially for Death. Then we have equipment costs, all the camera kit, everything that we need to carry out the technical process. We have catering and locations costs, so feeding everybody on set, all the cast and crew. After we've actually finished filming, production carries on. We have the edit and post-production process, including sound and music design. Then, of course, for everything we have to have insurance. It's part of the process, and we have to make sure that everything we do is safe and everyone's provided for. Finally, we have the festivals and marketing process, and there's a cost there to get the film out and to get it seen and audiences in front of it. Last and most certainly not least, because it's by far the biggest part of the budget, is our cast and crew payments, because without the people who make the film, there wouldn't be a film. It is an investment. Every penny that you put into one of the perks that we're going to offer is going to make a material difference to us being able to make the film and to make it the best that it can be. Pete and I, we've both produced films that have been in international festivals and broadcast, and we want to get to that standard and something that is really, really going to sell itself as a film and be great fun that you can enjoy as well. His cat voice is so funny. I've never heard anything.
So
like
what?
Your reaction to the cat is hilarious.
What?
Well, it just is. Handsome boy, are you lovely? Oh.
Isn't that how you talk to animals? That's how I talk to
It's
dogs.
how you
isn't
talk
it?
to animals.
Hello. Hello.
Just get to the camera. Hi there again. I hope everybody that tells you everything you need to know about the film. This is it's kind of Alice's genius idea, and everything's grown out of that. As the video said, there's a lot that goes into even a short film like this, and we want to do it right and make it everything that it can be, and really take that as far as it can. So every penny that everybody puts into that, I need to do some tongue twisters today, clearly, is going to make a huge difference and is massively appreciated. And you're investing in a cultural property. It's a real thing. So there are things that you can get for your money, so we don't expect you to just hand it over. There's lots of perks that you can pick from. That's a tongue twister already, picking perks on the page for... there's got to be something there. I need to shut up. Pete, what's our first perk?
So for £10 or more, you get a little nick, which is little goodwill to get things on their way, which will cover one person's travel to set, or one crew meal, or one essential cupboard, and we will all be very, very grateful.
For £20 or more, which we have named the full slice, for reasons you will see in the film, you get access to the private online screener of the finished film, so you can share it with your friends and family, and also we'll give you additional VIP moments filmed live at the premiere for cast and crew.
That's right, more live broadcasting. It's going to be great fun. And for £25 or more, so this one's a limited offer. There's only so many of these. The Quick. So in addition to access to the online screener and the VIP premiere footage, we'll send you the Harvey beanie hat, a signed A3 poster and official Harvey merch. I'm just going to show you a representative image of the Harvey merch. So here we go. Here's some goodies. The beanie hat, which was all Pete's idea, and he's very proud of. And
I said bobble hats, but...
Oh, fine, bobble hats. What's the difference? I don't know. We might be able to get one with a bobble.
Put your own bobble on.
But genuinely, so there's a selection of goodies. This is representative of that, and you'll hear about the hoodie later on. Do shout if actually there's something you'd really love that just makes you happy, because we can play with that a little bit. And we're here to please, of course. This is all that for the Quick is normally reserved for The Dead.
So for £50 or more, The Dead, the ultimate Uber fan package. Your name will forever be in lights with our thanks in the closing credits of the film. You'll have exclusive access to video updates throughout the production to tell you how we're doing and what we're getting on, and a kind of look into the filmmaking process. And you'll also receive the official beanie hat that has my seal of approval. It will be delivered to your door, along with a signed A3 poster and additional merch.
You pledge £100 or more. This is the Cloak of Night package. You get everything that's in The Dead, but instead of the hat, you get the hoodie. And also, you get the special thanks in the film's closing credits. Not just thanks, special thanks.
You come higher up in the credits.
More
That's it.
Yeah, this is me again. For £500 or more, you are at Death Store, which is the official hoodie and goodies with the opportunity to meet the team on location during the filming of the Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves, just to drop the title again. We'll invite you to join the cast and crew for lunch on one day of the shoot and to see everything that goes on a film set, and you'll also get the special thanks in the credits.
That's it. And now, so for £1,000 or more, this is stupid money, but this is a kind of serious deal. The final curtain, so you get all the other stuff from the Cloak of Night, all the gear, the goodies and what have you, but that's not really the point for that level of investment. This is a real professional engagement with production, and we will welcome you for lunch on set, as well as I will have at least 3 kind of conversations through Zoom or on the phone or even in person if that allows, as the production progresses, so that you can see how your investment's being used and really be a part of that process. This is the executive producer credit, and it means something, and we want it to mean something. So this is offered really to someone who really wants to actually engage and involve themselves with the project. Obviously, it makes a massive difference to the production. You will be a part of the team, and you'll have a VIP invite to our premiere when the film is completed, and a lot of thanks along the way.
And then the final level of our pledges, if you just have silly money sitting around somewhere.
You're just throwing it away. Yeah.
If you pledge £5,000 or more, you get all that's mentioned in the final curtain package. So you'll be an executive producer, you get to talk to Simon, and also you get the Hands of Death, which will be our skeleton hands used by the performer who played Death.
Yeah, you'll see some more later.
Created by Gary Fay.
Yeah.
An example of what these will look like later on.
That's it. More on those later, and they're going to be, custom prepped for our death character. They're going to look fantastic and be just a completely unique film prop. Obviously, that's a huge ask, but if you really want to get involved in that massive way, then it's there. So that's the goodies. That's what we can offer you. The most important thing, of course, is the film. Do tell us if there's something else that really grabs you, if there's something that's missing, or what you think of those things that are on offer. And there we go, Pete.
So all of that goes towards the massive operation that is realising a film. We're going to be dependent on contributions from a lot of creative filmmakers, from experienced dyed-in-the-wool professionals like me to up-and-coming talents like Simon.
Thanks.
We'll be working with our DOP, Ben Saffer, who's worked on the likes of the latest Bond films and other high-end TV and cinema, and he's shot everything I've ever filmed, and he's a top gent.
He's the man.
We're reaching out to some dream casting for the film. It's early days, but we hope soon we'll have a face for the name of Harvey, and probably not for Death because he doesn't have a face.
if there's even anything in there. So yeah, well, last week all this comes together from all these different contributors, and last week I took a little time to catch up with Fraser Stones, who designed our concept poster art, to talk about his creative process. Fraser Stones. Hi. And Fraser, you did this wonderful piece of artwork for our fundraiser for the Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves. And you're working in a particular kind of format. Where are you, and kind of where are you going with that?
I'm an illustrator at the moment online. I usually go under the handle Saint Nevermore, mostly on Tumblr, but also Twitter and Instagram I'm trying to get more into because those are a bit more professional. I'm mostly interested in like fantasy, creature design, speculative evolution, like world building, and I'm working on a narrative and world building project for a story called Nevermore based off the main character, and I use like the term Nevverse for the whole thing. So at the moment I'm doing like illustration in university to hopefully go on to an MA in creature design.
Right.
But we'll see where that takes me.
Creature design. It's not a thing. I mean, I guess somebody designs creatures, but tell me a bit about what that means.
So that's just the process of researching how to and putting into like. So the designs for the famous movie monsters like Godzilla and Tyrannosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus in Jurassic Park. Sorry, someone was behind the scenes, going meticulously over detail for detail, looking at what is scary about this kind of creature, what traits would you need. So there's someone back there who's doing these designs, and I'm very interested in that aspect of world building, and specifically the angle of trying to make it realistic.
And you've sent a few examples of what you've done, and obviously there's some of that kind of going on here. There's a couple of things. Just tell me what that is first of all, and kind of where that came from.
The big one is titled The Battle Against the Yurtarosk, and that was a concept for a recent like change in the story, where it went from a battle like Monster of the Week style comic with no general main antagonist to a shift to actually having a main centerpiece to a story, and that is the Yurtarosk, a type of deity dragon, basically created by a corrupted god. And it was an experiment in long-term painting and detail and like a monochromatic color scheme. It was not something I'm used to.
What are the steps, and how do you find your way through from like a first idea to this finished thing?
It was as simple, for most of the time when I start something big, it's as simple as listening to a new song. It's normally game soundtracks, and I get an image in my brain and I sketch it. In this case, it was a sketch that I then did a color draft for in about 2 hours. And I decided, I really like this. And then I just ran with it for about 3 weeks, I think, of work.
To anyone who's watching this, I mean, because there are a lot of people who will look at your work and work like that and think, I wish I could do that, or who actually are kind of starting to sketch ideas and really getting into that. How did you kind of find your way from first sketching and drawing to really kind of finding a voice, and what would you say to someone who's just kind of starting with that?
It's just post what makes you happy. Just try not to focus too much on like doing what you know will get other people interested or what other people will like. That's the first, like I spent about 5 years so far, almost 6, on this one project alone, and it's only in the past year or so I've actually been getting anything even closely resembling a reception.
Okay.
So it's just a case of just keep persevering and just post what makes you happy.
Okay.
Keep it jovial.
Jovial.
Keep it fun.
Okay. Jovial is an interesting word for it, but it is. I can kind of see that. And has it taken you that time, do you think, to find that voice, that kind of character to what you do?
Oh God, yes, definitely. I know 2 years ago, especially if you were to go that far back in my work, the centerpiece character Nevermore looked completely different, had a completely different story. And it's taken this long for him to develop as a character in his story. And it's taken this long as well for me to feel more comfortable with world building.
What actually is the story? Is there a story to it?
It is about a beast tame who is a person who works with beasts and dragons and that. So a dragon slayer called Nevermore, who inadvertently found his way into that position in a dangerous job because he was given a powerful boon which stops him from dying. And it's basically his adventure into this job he didn't really want to be in, and he picks up a young boy called Joey and a kind of a shitty musician called Alphonse along the way, and it's just them traveling the world writing about these monsters. So kind of what I am doing, where I'm writing all about these creatures but through their perspective.
It has a really unique sort of look to it. I mean, it's definitely it's not something I could say I've seen something like that before. It is its own thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
For sure. So obviously we came to you for the kind of poster art for Harvey and to help us give a sense of a feel of what Harvey's about, and you really captured that. There's that nice kind of humour and the slightly awkward situation of Harvey trying to get away from death. It gets that kind of action in the film really well.
Thank you.
Well, it does. It's great. Do you have people coming to you and kind of bringing their ideas and their kind of projects?
Before this, there was a project where a friend of mine who was like an author asked me for some illustrations for her book, which she made, which has a similar fantasy like world and is actually the inspiration for my fantasy project. So I did 6 of them, and that's just like one of them.
Okay.
6 of these Art Nouveau style pieces, and that was just because I did a gift drawing for her because I needed a cover for my school book in college, and I just drew her character and she loved it. As much as I enjoy this, I do enjoy the variety and having other things to do. And it's been a pleasure so far working with the people who have commissioned me, like yourself.
You know, it's that's everyone's experience. No, I'm glad it has. But anyway, look, Fraser, you've done a great job for us, and I hope that you kind of find that journey forward and develop these ideas in a way that sort of satisfies you, and wish you all the success with it.
Thank you very much. You too.
Okay. Hi, folks. So that was Fraser, and our kind of concept artwork for the fundraising, and I mean, it's appalling seeing these, you know, ridiculously young, talented people, just hugely capable. And Fraser's been great to work with. I mean, I don't know what you think about what Fraser provided.
I think it's really cool. I was like so impressed when I first saw the poster, and I mean, it's just crazy seeing like these characters and the situation that I just sort of came up with. Well, we were about 5 years ago. I did the first draft,
Right.
and just
Right.
off the top of my head, and suddenly they're there, and by such a good artist too. It's
The nice thing from a creative point of view is when you reach out to somebody with an idea and they come back with something that just kind of chimes with it perfectly, and it looks fantastic, and you know, kind of lifts everything, and it's a great piece of work. Fraser is obviously talented, and if you want kind of commission work done, give him a shout, because great to work with as well, and will just do extraordinary things. But you know, never mind these very, very talented young people, because honestly it's sickening. We needed a prop scythe for death, as I said. I've had to spell that word out a few times. Scythe. And as part of the promotional material and things, we wanted to have this character of death. So let's actually see that creative process in action. And here's how you take matters into your own hands. So let's roll VT. We're done then. And we're back in the room. So there we go. That's how you make a not real scythe. And if you try to cut grass with it, it's not going to work. But it looks good. Well, I think it does.
Golfing with apples, as we found out in the first video.
Yeah, it wasn't good for golfing with apples. It's a thing you can do with it, but you know,
Apple.
I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, look, okay, so there's a lot that goes into kind of creating the world and characters of a film that has its challenges. And actually, the character of Death is a particular challenge. There are some particular questions about kind of who Death is, and I mean, Alice, how would you describe this person, thing, presence?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't describe it as a person. That's it's not a person, Simon. It's Death.
Okay.
So essentially, the Death in the film is the archetypical Grim Reaper, and I decided on not making it particularly different from that image in many ways, simply because that I just thought it was a lot funnier to have something that's so well known and so sinister in really mundane settings. You know, I think I mentioned this in the
I think you have, yes.
That video, but it's more funny the more sinister Death is, and as well, I think that sort of adds to that sinister image as well as.
It's notable though that in the world of the film, no one's remotely bothered about Death walking around with a massive scythe, and they all seem perfectly comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just the world that the film's saying.
That's just it. I mean, I just thought it'd be more funny if people just didn't really care much.
It really is.
Real logic to it.
It is. You know, the humour keeps coming from really kind of unexpected directions, and I mean that's why it leapt out as a script. It is funny. But Pete, you know what? We've got to make this happen. What do you think about this thing?
Yeah,
You've got to make it actually happen. Well, I'm just like, hey, over to you.
When I read the script, one of the first kind of challenges that presented itself was these Death's hands. He's mentioned that he has these skeleton hands, and you know that could very easily look naff on screen. You know, we don't want black gloves with skeletons painted on like some kind of cheap Halloween costume.
Like in the Kickstarter video.
What's that?
No, nobody
like
does that.
In the Kickstarter video.
like the ones in the Kickstarter. Okay, well that's why we need your money.
What do you mean? That was actually Death.
But then my brain went to visual effects, which can be really costly and time consuming, and you kind of don't know until the 11th hour whether you've actually got anything that looks any good, and probably you most more likely than not don't. So I was kind of scratching my head, and then Simon found Gary Fay online somehow, who is an Australian prosthetics designer and makes all kinds of gadgets.
Yeah.
So we caught up with him.
We certainly did, and here he goes.
Hi, I'm Peter. I'm the director of The Grim Reaping of Harvey Grieves, and I'm here with Gary Fay. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Peter.
So when Simon, our producer, sent me a video of these articulated fingers that you make, we were all really, really excited. How did you first have the idea for these fingers?
I got a lot of attraction by horror people and haunted attractions in the US. So then I started getting all these things showing up on my Facebook, and one of them was a video of these hands. And it was just, a lot of them were pulling strings, and you had to have your hand inside the palm of the hand, so which would make the palm about that thick.
Right.
And so the smallest hand you could make would theoretically be the size of a foot. So to me, it just didn't seem right. And so then I thought, I just sat down one day and started focusing on one finger, and that was when I started coming up with this concept here. So they all started as out of Patapop sticks, and so then I was like making ones, like I didn't really have a way to fit them to your finger. So, but essentially the wire would attach to your finger here, and as you bend, it pushes the wire and it all creates a lever motion. And I knew that 3D printing was the way to go, but they were expensive. I didn't really have an income. So eventually, yeah, I got hold of one and taught myself how to 3D print.
And how long did that process take from having the initial idea to finally having a product that is, or you know, that was fully realized in what you had imagined in your head?
I think it was about 3 to 4 years. I was mainly focused on the strength. I wanted to get something that would be strong enough and you could wear it for hours on end without it worrying you at all, without it being any problem. Yeah. So, yeah, that's where I just had to get onto the 3D printing. And, yeah, once I got that, it only took me 2 weeks to make a set. And I had no experience whatsoever.
But there's something so uncanny about them, that the fact that there's no lag between the human movement and the extension of your body. I've never really seen anything like it. That there seems to be nothing lost in translation there. Yeah,
well, they've definitely evolved over time. Because there's like these ones with the secondary knuckle, and now they just move really easy.
Yeah,
like there's no real weight to them whatsoever.
On your website, I saw the coverage about the Lady Gaga album cover. How did that come about?
The Egg Sisters, they're on Instagram. They're cosplay, and they've got quite a big following. So when they showed a set of hands, it made my account take off, and I didn't use it. I had about 60 followers, I think, and now I've got almost 60,000 followers. So it really took, and that was just this year. So, but at the start of the year, in those first 6 weeks, that was when I'd gotten the Lady Gaga and Adam Savage.
And were they just kind of products off the shelf, or were they custom? Were they new creations for that project?
Well, the set she's got on the cover, the long ones, which are these ones here. Yeah, which are like a big bladed one. They were actually made out. I'd only just made those out of filament that was supplied to me from a filament company overseas, so they could get pictures and show what their filament was used in. And I'd only just finished it that morning when I got the email, so I had that set there, and it was like, I've got a set, perfect.
Would you be willing to just put one on for a moment, just so in case anyone watching hasn't seen? We do have some footage of someone else wearing them, but you're the creator. It would be great to see these in action.
These ones are one of my very early sets, so I've actually redesigned them a little bit since these. So these ones, the thumb for me didn't really bend too well because my thumb tends to curve backwards a little bit, so I had to redesign it for more of a larger knuckle.
Right.
But then the fingers all work nice. And
what does the future hold for you? What are you working on? Any new projects or different?
That's the sense of these, and learning how to make the skin for the fingers, which I've been playing around with quite a bit. But with that, I want to advance on to try and make a few prosthetics, because there was a while ago that I'd mentioned that, like with the price of prosthetics, I wouldn't mind doing fingers for fingers, where people, every so often when I've sold so many fingers, I'll do a free prosthetic for somebody and design it. But I want to try and make it as realistic as possible, so that they're just like real fingers.
Did I see a video of you kind of wearing a giant pair of arms as well? or was that someone
Oh
else?
yeah, that was no, that was
And you don't need
this troll head.
put them on. We're ginormous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that was this troll head behind me. I did a 8 foot tall cosplay for a Comic Con of Supernova here in Australia, and I'd never done a cosplay before, so I thought, well, with the type of stuff I do, if I do anything, I'm going to go big or go home. So, and I always thought, well, if I want to make something, I want to make a cave troll from Lord of the Rings, and because I haven't seen anybody make that before. And the actual eyes are warnings off of cigarette packets, and they're just a photo of someone's bloodshot eye.
Me and Simon are filmmakers. Do you yourself is it more from an artistic background or from kind of special effects and filmmaking?
It's just, a bit of both, pretty much. Like, I just love creating things. I just love making things out of nothing a lot of the times, but now that I've got an income with doing the fingers, I can advance and I can make things that I've only ever dreamed of, because I can buy the things that I can make. So that's where I want to advance a lot more in special effects and cater for, because the way I always saw it is when I was growing up, I would see the things in movies and I would always want to own the things in movies, or I would want them to be real. So that's what I want to do, is I want to make the things in movies, or I want to make the things that you see that you don't think can be real. And I want to make them real and make them available for people.
Yeah, well, there really is no substitute for kind of practical, tangible effects, and we really can't wait to get ourselves a pair and use them to help bring this character of death to life in our film. But so thank you very much for speaking to us. It's been really interesting.
No worries. Thank you very much. I'm really look forward to the film too. So
right. Yeah,
I love seeing what people do with them.
And we're back. So that was Gary. That was you have to go to Australia to get the goods, get the real deal. That's where it's all happening.
Yeah, we don't stop at national borders to make this project the best we can.
Yeah, and my apologies if you saw the sleep in my eyes. That was dedication to this broadcast that I woke up at the ungodly hour of 7:30 in the morning.
That was it. Yeah. When why would you deal with people in another time zone? No, do you know what? He was great, wasn't he, Pete? I mean, just a really nice guy. And someone who clearly just loves what he does, which it was kind of touching, really. It's lovely to see that.
I just say, if it's good enough for Lady Gaga, it's more than good enough for me.
Yeah, the other thing is, he's very good at what he does. They're just really finely crafted things. They work beautifully, and there's nothing else like it. Yeah. So that's everything that we can kind of tell you about the film at this point. We're going to keep sharing stuff, all the different interview videos and things we will put up individually in their kind of full resolution and what have you, so you can come back and see that. We've not been saying the game that we are about to play. We're going to play this stupid game of stupid deaths. It looks like this. And we're going to give that away to one of our early backers. So I think we're going to give it like 24 hours, and we're going to pick a name out of a hat and send that as a little extra to one of our early backers. And it doesn't matter whether it's £5 or £500, and there's actually been some quite big donations already. I am told, at £1,754, which is, I mean, I'm a bit bewildered because that's huge. That's a massive. That's kind of pushing this rock down the hill and getting it rolling. It's a huge bonus, and that's going to make all the difference. So thank you to everybody. Really, that's
very much.
Thank you.
Bewildering, and we're going to bring you something that makes it worth it. Absolutely. But for now, just for the sake of doing it and because it's kind of fun, we're going to play this dumb game. But something's changed, but something's missing. Hang on a minute.
There's got something wrong going on, isn't there? Anyway, so while Simon's off sorting something out, go to the Kickstarter page, give us a bit of money. You might get something good back for it.
This way.
Yeah,
this
like
way.
a beanie hat.
In
We've
this
already
way.
talked about a beanie hat.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Sit. Sit. You don't need this. You don't. Just let go of the scythe. Right.
They're not great
Honestly.
inside the sides.
Thank you. Right. Okay. That's all right. No, you're fine. You're fine. Look. Here we go. There. There you go. That's for you. There you are.
That's a better
There we
inside
are.
one.
Very good. Okay. We have help. Oh, we can't see a thing. Sorry, Death. You're not the star at this moment. Yay! Look, there it is. Stupid Death, ready to go. Death is going to help us out because we need a helping hand on this one. This game is Stupid Death, and look, it's a really simple concept. You have to decide whether you think somebody died in a particular ridiculous way or not. And you can comment if you like and tell us what you think, although you will probably be a few seconds behind us at least, so it might not work. But don't look it up on, Google and things, because that's cheating. That's not happening. Yeah, and we got these true or false cards that are custom made, along with our custom made scythe to help move the pieces around the board. Like it's a, Second World War battle. Death's happy with that, I think. That'll keep Death amused. Oh, I don't know. Anyway.
While we're playing, any questions we will be answering, so at Facebook, YouTube, whatever.
Anything you want to know about the film or our plans or anything like that?
Yep.
Or just any random question you want to ask.
Put them up there, and a few moments later, we'll respond.
So done.
But look, what have we got? Peter, Alice, Simon. We're going to go in that order. We've got Peter, Alice, Simon. So in the middle of the board there.
I will go first.
Oh, all right. Go for it. Am I allowed to explain?
Oh, go. I'm just so ready. I'm eager.
That's fine. Just in the middle of the board, there's like a get out of jail free card, get out of death free card for each of us. So you've got a token. Death is going to chase us around the board, and if he catches you, you're dead. That's it. And if he doesn't, you win. Yay! I don't know why I suddenly went into that stupid accent, but there we go. So Pete's first up. Pete has.
Found in many of our Zoom calls, Simon does do this thing where he suddenly slips into some very strange accents.
I don't know what you mean. It's nothing strange.
It's perfect. That is perfect accent for Jean-Baptiste Lully.
Oh, it's supposed to be Russian, but anyway.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was French.
It's not a perfect accent, man.
Born 1632, died 1687. Before it became Oh, thank you very much.
Refreshments, get them in there. That's it.
Cameo for you.
Pete taking up.
Before it became customary for orchestra conductors to use batons, they would beat out the tempo with a staff. It was while doing that the French composer Lully accidentally struck himself on the toe. The wound turned gangrenous and killed him. True or false?
I mean, people did die from very small things in the olden days, so I'm going to go true.
You see, the thing is, if you're a musician who's had any kind of engagement with these things, this is one of those stories, and it is definitely true. Yep.
Hey.
So we both, I think we both move forward one. Hang on, who are we? We're yellow and red. I'm yellow, you're red.
Red, yeah.
Yeah. So Alice and I both move forward, and Death stays there because we both got it right.
We got a question here from Stacey Harper saying, will Neil make a cameo? And I'm afraid not, because I don't think I actually mentioned this, but Neil is not my cat. Neil is a cat that has adopted me and my family.
You'd be forgiven for thinking it was.
Yeah, he's probably...
Go here.
He's probably outside the back door at the moment, but no, he's not making a cameo. He's not allowed inside the house, because that would make my cat jealous. So no, unfortunately, no cats tonight.
We couldn't get rid of him. Death's getting impatient now. Oh, no, it's me. It's you. It's you, Alice. Yes. Yeah, we've only had one go.
Crown Prince Philip of France, born 1119, died 1131. Crown Prince Philip died unexpectedly while out riding his horse through the streets of Paris. The horse, unfortunately, tripped over a small black pig that suddenly appeared from behind a pile of dung, throwing the prince to the ground and killing him.
He was 12.
That's my verdict.
I mean, I don't do maths, but
I'm dissing
what
that.
was your verdict? I was too busy trying to figure out how old this guy was. Okay, it is true.
Ah!
That's
Right.
all then.
Peter?
So now the grey one moves forward 1, and Death moves forward 1. Yeah, there we go. Death is pleased. Good. Right. Okay. Next up. Yes. Okay. Terry. What? Terry, aka Toto. I was wondering what that said. They're brackets. Terry Lyaka Totoi. Terry, aka Toto.
Oh dear.
Born 1933, died 1945. Another 12-year-old. Terry, a Cairn Terrier. This is a dog.
No, it's not that young for a dog.
Was known most famously as Toto, the little dog running wildly down the yellow brick road in The Wizard of Oz. Now it all makes sense. She would appear in several more films before meeting her untimely end when, chasing a rabbit, she was struck by a yellow school bus outside her North Hollywood home.
Oh, that's sad. Because it's a dog. It's always more sad when it's a dog. Sorry, people.
Oh, you see, hard-hearted is always the way. Pete, I'm afraid it was false. You're right. So Pete takes that one.
I hope Toto had a long, fulfilling life.
Pete moves forward 1. Death moves forward 1.
I am not going gentle into that good night tonight. Catherine Hills, born 1910, died 1965. Hills, a farmer's wife in Oklahoma, lost her wedding ring. It turned up inside a roasted chicken she served at a family dinner that evening. Unfortunately, Hills didn't notice it in time, swallowing the ring and choking to death.
I mean, there's so many of these. How many people have choked on?
Oklahoma on the plane is where she was.
Was it now?
Pete's woken up. I'm going to go with. What am I going with? True. Mundane but likely. Ah, seriously.
Yay, I get it. Yay.
Yeah. So red moves forward 1. Death moves forward 1. I think this is right. Yeah. Okay. And off we
Who
go.
made the tiny scythe, by the way? I know it's supposed to be audience questions, but I have a question. Who made the tiny scythe?
But the same person who made the big one.
Yeah. Who do you think? Who's the one with all these super crafting skills?
Can we use that in the film?
Well, I think I'll probably give it away with the game. In that it's part of our customised game. You will get a tiny scythe. Imagine the things you could do with it.
I want the tiny scythe now. I'm going to donate to him.
Do I have to make a whole series of tiny scythes now?
Yep.
Great.
But
Okay.
you see, that should be one of the Kickstarter perks, and then we'll get loads of people. Tiny scythe. Okay, who's got...
For cutting very short grass. I don't know. It's you, Alice.
Me, okay.
I think.
Good. Okay, Barry Schweitzer. Born 1943, died 1978. Barry was a keen dendrologist, that is, an aficionado of trees and wooded plants.
That's not a real thing. Carry on.
In climbing trees. In 1978, he went on a trip to the Amazon rainforest. Barry was 100 feet, 30 meters, with giant upper feet, attacked by a flying squirrel, lost his footing and fell to his death.
He was what?
He was attacked by a flying squirrel.
Attacked by a flying squirrel.
And fell to his death. Yep.
Well, okay, I mean, they are notoriously vicious, aren't they? True.
It is a false.
Ah!
That means
So death
I
goes
move
forward. Death. You go forward 1. Yes, Alice goes forward 1.
Oh.
Death goes forward 2.
Oh, right.
Right, okay. There's got to be some trick to this game. We've got to try and kind of mislead each other, I think. How good's your poker face? I don't know.
Okay, the other thing.
Yeah. Oh no, this dude's Italian. Girolamo Cardano. Born 1501, died 1576. One of the Renaissance's most influential mathematicians. Cardano was also a keen... What?
That's why we don't know him then, mathematicians.
Right. Cardano was also a keen astrologer, believing the stars determined our fates. He predicted the date of his death, but reached that date in perfect health. Rather than be exposed as having been wrong, he poisoned himself.
Astrologers are stupid, so yeah. No offense to any astrologers.
Yeah, do you know what? I almost think I knew that one, but yeah, it's true. Sol's P. Death goes forward 1. Alice goes forward 1. Off we go. Pete.
Hey.
Did I go again?
Oh, Thomas Moore says, where will the film be shot? That's quite a good question. We don't really know, but it will be filmed in West Yorkshire. So we're a bit of a spread. I'm in Wakefield, Pete's in Leeds, Alice is in Halifax. So in that sort of weird Yorkshire Bermuda Triangle somewhere.
Somewhere in the Rhubarb Triangle.
These strange things will go on. Yeah, well, exactly. You know, these strange things will go on, and it's two characters running through a town, but then there's a hospital as well. So we'll be looking for kind of hospital interior locations and then also an exterior location. So there's kind of a lot of options. None of that's pinned down yet, but there's no reason why it shouldn't be made here. We're all about making, you know, Yorkshire film production, so why not? Definitely doable, and go Yorkshire.
Yeah.
There we are.
The only thing I was thinking though, in writing it, was like, Death at one point gets a bus, and I'm like, there's no reliable bus services around here.
Doesn't have to be reliable, it just has to be there. As long as it goes past Pie Shop, I don't care. Yeah, you may not be familiar with the Wakefield Pie Shop, but it's a bit of an institution. But anyway, whose go is it? Where are we?
My go.
It's you.
Bridget Driscoll. Born 1851, died 1896. Unfortunately, Driscoll was the first pedestrian ever killed by a car in the UK. One witness described the concept car as travelling at a reckless pace, in fact, like a fire engine. The car horn wasn't invented until 1908.
Yeah, it's gotta be fun.
Date's about right, I reckon.
It was...
We're both wrong. Oi! Yay! Oh, this is going to take forever if somebody doesn't die. Hang on a minute. Death. Excuse me.
We have another question from...
That was Alice. So put Pete back. There we go. That's right.
Thank you. Thank you, Death.
I'm gonna give you an extra bit of colour on that. Who is playing Death and moving pieces in the book? What do you mean playing? What do you mean?
Like
Christian Mercer, what do you mean playing Death? I actually think Death is pretty much offended by that.
And you don't want to offend Death.
No. It's got a scythe and everything. I'd be careful, Chris. I'd be careful. No.
For when we do actually film the real film, and if the actual real Death isn't available, who I would be interested in tapping up, the person who replaced Peter Mayhew as the new Chewbacca. He's a very tall gentleman and a good physical performer that I think would be worth looking into.
Yeah,
This is
why
the
not?
first you're hearing of this.
It's not been discussed at all. Yeah, he's after tall anyway. That's for sure.
Oh, there's no
Tall is
people.
good. Tall is good. No, for sure. No, I was going to fill you in on the whole car thing, right? My dear wife comes from the Faroe Islands, which is a tiny place in the North Atlantic, and famously, the first 2 cars in the Faroe Islands crashed into each other. And when they were questioned by the police, they basically both said, "Well, I thought he was at the other side of town." That's that's how these things went back in the day. Right, where are we? Who's go? Alice, is it?
Oh, no, I go.
I think so.
Yeah. Basil Brown, born 1926, died 1974. Basil was a 48-year-old health food advocate from Croydon, England. He drank himself to death by consuming 10 gallons, 38 litres, of carrot juice in 10 days, causing him to overdose on vitamin A and suffer severe liver damage. At the time of death, his skin was bright yellow. You'd be orange, wouldn't you?
Do you know, I'm glad it was carrot juice. I thought it was going to be like his own urine or something, but that's definitely a thing.
Disgusting death.
That's definitely. It sounds true, doesn't it?
It is true.
Oh yeah, that's easy. That just had the ring of obvious about it. Come on, we need to crack on now. Oh, Smeg, I'll sleep with one eye open, he says, Christian. Ha! Very good. That's a good idea. It might get taken out with that scythe. Right. Kurt Gödel, born 1906, died 1978. One of the most significant logicians in history, if you know your logic, was a picky eater. He suffered from an extreme fear of being poisoned and would only eat food prepared by his wife. He died of starvation while his wife was hospitalised. It makes one crave home cooking.
Some people, yeah. I just don't think they're all true, though.
It's true. It's true. Any stupid story about a philosopher, it's definitely true. So,
You've got a point there.
Alice goes forward 1, Death goes forward 1. There we go. Peter.
Sue Cleaver, born 1922, died 1981. Cleaver, from Reston, Virginia, entered her local Dance Fever contest for a chance to win a television. She danced continuously for over 5 days, won the television, and then died of exhaustion.
Five, I think, honestly, I just think...
Oh, Joe Wick
died.
did a 24-hour workout today for Fuzzy the Bear.
Yeah, well, that's not dancing. Mind you, TVs back in the day. It was definitely a thing.
You
wasn't
do
it?
that for a
It was
TV.
definitely a thing.
I mean,
I-
maybe it's just 'cause I'm really unfit, but I think he'd die before 5
Right.
days.
I know I would. But there we go. Oh, I didn't mean that. I meant true. Oh.
It was balls.
Fine, I lose. Death goes forward 1, and Alice goes forward 1. Alice, you're way out ahead now.
Yeah.
This is unreasonable. Right, it's your go.
Great.
Right, don't forget, click on that Kickstarter, stay with us, and again, one of our
Good game.
backers will win this ridiculous game with all its little customised additions.
Okay. Harry Daglian, bad pronunciation me, born 1921, died 1945. Daglian worked on the Manhattan Project, which produced the atomic bombs used in World War II. He accidentally irradiated himself when he dropped a can't speak, on a bomb core, causing a chain reaction. The bomb core was later dubbed the Demon Core after killing a second lab worker similarly. That shows how bad I am.
Everybody on the Manhattan Project irradiated themselves.
It is true.
Yeah. I don't know how you could do that and not be irradiated. Anyway, there we go. Yellow goes forward 1, Death goes forward 1. Pete is creeping up on you. When
We've jumped up in our Kickstarter. We're now at £2,207.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Okay,
to
that's
everyone.
Thank you,
that's
everyone.
not. Yeah, that's
We've got
crazy.
another question, which is very relevant. When are you hoping to film? So when?
Hoping to.
You know that.
Well, so there's a process in terms of fundraising and everything else. We also have a lot of exteriors in this film, so we actually need a reasonable amount of daylight as well. So it's going to be at least late spring, and also, of course, there's a consideration with relation to coronavirus and things being as manageable as possible in terms of that, especially because our lead character, Harvey, is going to be of a certain age, and we need to be very careful about our cast and crew. So there's a process involved. It's longer than we would normally take about getting into production. I guess we're looking at probably May, thereabouts. If you pledge without reward, are you still putting for the board game hat pit? Yes, you are. It doesn't matter what you pledge. Absolutely. If you put a £5 in there, you're in the bag, same as everybody else. So we will very gladly give this board game away to one of our backers. It doesn't matter how much or how little. Everything's fantastic. Everything puts something towards the film. So yeah, definitely, it's a little thank you from us. Yeah. So I hope that answers the question. Whose go was it? Is it me?
Yeah.
Right. If you let me talk, I'm going to keep talking.
You are, yeah.
Right. Max Vellier. Why do I know that name? Max Vellier. Born 1890. Yeah, because it's on the card in front of me. Thank you. Born 1895, died 1930. As a member of the 1920s German Rocketeering Society, Max invented liquid-fueled rocket engine. Okay, already. We know he's going to blow up. In one of his late experiments, an alcohol-fueled engine exploded, what do you know, on his test bench in Berlin, rocketing him into the afterlife.
I don't know, it feels too obvious.
I don't believe you.
Too easy, too obvious. You can't do that.
Again, of course he blew himself up. Death goes forward 2. Oh, and I go forward 1. Yellow goes forward 1. There we go, because you both got it wrong. Woohoo!
Wait, am I the grey one?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, you are.
Okay. William Pegg, born 1890, died 1919. Pegg, a villager from Norfolk, England, was wounded while serving in World War I. Brought back home to recuperate, he was still in a convalescent home when he decided to go out in a wheelchair to watch the local fox hunt. He was hit by a low-flying aircraft and killed.
A low-flying aircraft?
I just... It's a great story.
Get lost.
Sorry to that guy, but it's a great story.
You know, I mean... Nah. Death goes forward 1. Alice goes forward 1. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm the one in front. Yeah.
Hannah Higgins, would you only film in Yorkshire? I can recommend locations of Bonnie, Scotland. I mean, I'd love to film in Bonnie, Scotland. However, it's a bit of a way away, and logistically, we'll probably shoot here. Do you know? Also, if we were looking for something with beautiful scenery, well, we'd probably film it in Yorkshire anyway. But Bonnie, Scotland would certainly be a consideration. I guess we could go to Glasgow or somewhere, you know. Whatever. Oh no, you see, Hannah Higgins will be telling me what an appalling Scots accent that is straight away. Yeah, no, Scotland's lovely, but now it's ours. Who's up?
This is my go.
Yeah, but sounds right. Yes.
We thought this would be easy to keep track of, but okay.
It's counting to 3.
Charles II of Navarre. Yeah.
Oh.
That's good. Told you I'm bad at pronouncing it.
Navarre. Yep.
Navarre. Born 1332, died 1387. Charles was in such a state of decay and disease, his physician ordered him to be wrapped in linen, covered with alcohol and enclosed from the neck down after sewing up the linen. Instead of cutting off the loose threads, a nurse burnt off the ends, the linen on fire, in Charles.
Say again. What happened at the end?
Okay, so instead of cutting off the loose threads from the linen, a nurse burnt off the ends, setting the linen on fire and killing Charles.
Okay.
So he was like just basically wrapped in linen, covered in alcohol, and then set on fire.
Humiliated. Whatever. Yeah, that sounds
Good
likely.
way to go anyway.
Medieval people setting on fire. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So yellow and grey go forward 1. That's it. It's pronounced Glasgow. Glasgow. Really? Really? Glasgow.
No.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know where, but anyway, I'll say it as I'm told. Right. Men often... Oh, hang on. I'll actually tell you who this is. Sun Jong-moon, born 1953. Men often have sympathetic pregnancies. It was about time for a sympathetic pregnancy, but none like South Korean factory worker Moon. He displayed phantom symptoms matching those of his wife's real pregnancy, including morning sickness. But when she had a miscarriage, he became so sick that he died. No natural cause could be found.
That's mad.
In it, though. And it's made up.
Aww.
I wonder if this is a real person or if it's literally just somebody sat there making up stories. So I go forward 1, yeah, and Death. Oh, Death's gone forward 2. Hey, Pete, Death's catching you.
Oh dear.
Okay.
We got a question on YouTube, and I think this might be for our non-speaking guests.
Oh yes.
It says, how is Elvis, and what does he think of the 2020 elections? That's from MH. What would you think that Elvis?
Elvis is good. Hey, do you know what? Well, so our Death in the film definitely is very proud of that collection of signed celebrity photographs. Is Elvis in the album?
I think.
Oh yeah, I suspect that's a favourite.
Yes.
Gotta love the king.
Elvis is doing good, actually. Yeah, with his friends.
Okay. He's on it. Very good. Wait, oh, that was me. It's Pete.
Yeah.
Dougal McDouglas, born 1860, died 1902. McDouglas was a Scottish missionary working
Not
in...
from Glasgow, is he?
Glasgow.
Dougal
Dougal McDouglas from Auchintoshi. Sorry, I shouldn't ostracise our northern friends.
We're insulting all the Scots.
McDouglas was a Scottish missionary working in a remote part of Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. During an evening stroll, he fell into a pit that had been set as a trap by villagers. He might have survived had an antelope not fallen in shortly afterwards, crushing him to death.
Antelopes aren't that big. Are they? Antelope. Which one's an antelope?
Really big.
Oh, they are quite big, aren't they? I'm thinking of an anteater.
It's very, very different.
That's quite different.
Yeah. The 3 letters similar and nothing else.
It's understandable. Yeah, that's quite big. Just for variety.
That was false.
Yay! Oh, Pete, you're one step away from death, mate.
I know. I thought I felt the cold breath on my neck.
Is Alice? Alice, is it?
Me?
Yep. You.
Yep. Deborah Morris, born 1867, died 1912. Deborah, a dedicated member of the suffragette movement, was killed at a London march by voting booths falling from a horse and cart.
By what's falling from a horse and cart?
Voting booth.
Voting booths.
She was killed by the vote.
What are they made of? Concrete?
They're like wood.
Like wood?
Like wooden.
Like wood.
I mean, all the ones I've seen are just like wooden things.
But I'm gonna go false.
It is false.
So grey and yellow both goes forward one. Sol's death. A yellow too. I'm watching you. Oh, it's me. Okay. George Plantagenet, Duke of Clarence, one of them. Born 1449, died 1478. The first Duke of Clarence was the younger brother of Edward IV, King of England, at a time of great insecurity and instability. He was found guilty of treason for plotting against his own brother, and was executed in the Tower of London, being drowned by fire. No, being drowned in a barrel of wine. Drowned in a barrel of wine. That was.
Yeah, it sounds like some that these like rich people would do.
Rich people.
Rich Irish.
The actual royal family.
Yep.
Are you with us, Pete? What's your idea? Oh, yeah, it was true. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be? Yeah.
It's a royal
Sol's
family.
death, yellow and grey, go forward one.
I would
Right.
like to tell you about the.
I'm red. I go forward one.
Oh! Yeah, you're red.
Cheating. You're cheating.
Am I cheating?
I'm red.
Oh, yeah, no, yellow goes... you moved me, didn't you? Sorry, Death. You can put me back one. And Alice goes forward one. Yes. I'm not watching the ball there at all. I didn't do that on purpose, honest. Yeah. Right, okay.
I would like to tell you now about the tabulation. 3 hippopotamuses died in 1984. 3 hippopotamuses in Germany's Karlush Zoo were found swimming in their pool. Investigators found no foul play, but an unhappy accident. A nosy elephant had reached its trunk over a fence, turning on the hot water valve. The elephant was pardoned, having no prior offences.
I don't want those hippos to die, so I'm going to say it's false.
These elephants are bastards,
Oh,
isn't it?
I see hippos.
Hey, it's true. Death goes forward one. I go forward one. It's all good. It's all good. Alice, it's your go.
David Grundman, born 1955, died 1982. David Grundman was killed in Arizona while shooting at cacti with his shotgun. After he fired several shots at a 26-foot-tall saguaro cactus from extremely close range, a 4-foot-long limb of the cactus detached and fell on him, crushing him to death.
I mean, that's a big cactus.
I mean, it does seem like the kind of thing you do in Arizona.
I don't think. Well, yeah, it is. What else do you do in Arizona?
Yeah.
I want to go out and shoot me up some cacti in the range.
Okay, so now you've offended.
Along with,
American
I'm going to get
now.
me some beans and coffee. Yeah, okay. I don't believe it. Yeah, they're not that big. False.
It's true.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
Don't underestimate the Americans.
And with a gun in their hands, no.
Yeah. Americans and their guns. They can kill themselves by cacti if they wish.
I guess. Well, you know. It's a way to go. Right. Ask any questions. Send your messages.
Have you? You've been moved. Yes.
Yeah, we've moved. And you know.
You are close to winning this game.
Tell us what you think. Anna Edwards, born 1897, died 1931 in a sensational UK. Why can't I say that? UK news story. The body of Ms. Edwards washed up on the beach at Pevensey Bay, Sussex, naked except for a medieval helmet Aren't we all? She was a 34-year-old librarian from down the coast in Eastbourne who lived alone and had no known interest in historical weaponry. The case was never solved.
She'll been having a good time before she died, I'm sure. So, like.
Yeah, that is totally made up. It's just completely false.
Oh!
Sauce!
Naked medieval helmet pies.
So Pete moves forward one. He just keeps edging forward. We're never going to kill him. Jacob really wants this game, says Hannah Higgins. I'm glad Jacob wants this game. Jacob might get this game, I don't know. Peter.
It's quite fun.
Do you know, it's more fun than it seemed at first. Yes, it's great.
Martin Hoffmann, born 1962, died 1981. Hoffmann worked as a gardener in Essen, Germany. I keep getting German ones.
Yes.
In his equipment shed,
Yeah.
where he sometimes smoked marijuana.
Uh-huh.
He spilled gasoline whilst filling a lawnmower. While high, he tried to clean up the spill by setting fire to it. He went even higher.
This is the kind of thing a high person would do. Come on. It sounds right.
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh no, there's
Of course it
like,
is.
gas on the floor. Let's set it on fire. That'll clean it up. Come on.
Again, it's just too obvious.
Oh!
There we go. Death
I'm
goes
not
forward
even
one.
saying you're a thing
I go forward
I don't
one.
want them to be.
Yay. Alice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, isn't it? Marcus Garvey Jr., born 1887, died 1940. Jamaica's first national hero was viewed as a Rastafari prophet for his Pan-African nationalist teachings. He suffered 2 strokes in short succession after reading a Chicago Observer obituary. Mistakenly reporting his death and stating that he had died broke, alone, and unpopular.
I mean, that's just mundane to the point of being ridiculous. So, I don't know. False.
There he is.
Oh, it's true. Do you know what I'm going to say? Let's go until somebody's dead. Anybody, somebody, the second someone gets caught, because this could take all night. But let's go until somebody's actually killed.
The version of the game is until someone gets to the red spot, and we're almost there. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, so until somebody gets to the red spot then, or dies, one or the other, because we don't want everyone here literally all night long. But that's fine. Ask us any more questions, any kind of thoughts about the film, anything you want to know. That's what we're here for. And click on that Kickstarter link, and thank you again. And we'll round it up soon. We'll play a few more rounds. We'll see who gets killed or who gets to death's spot, and then death can have whoever they like.
Like stab someone with a mini scythe.
Whose go is it? Is it me? It probably is because I'm yakking.
Yep.
James the Third. Well, obviously we all know our history, so you'll know this one. Born 1451, died 1488, as you know. James became King of Scotland during a time of intrigue and infighting amongst the aristocracy. James was superstitious and believed a story that his enemies paid a witch to curse him. They all believed that. He began exhibiting symptoms of a mysterious, undiagnosed illness. Despite his physician's tireless care, he was dead within days.
That sounds fun. True. Aww. I think it was.
Oh, that's
false.
James the Sixth
That's it. You've been got. You've been got. You've been got. That's it. You've been got. We can play the little cards, but you've been got. Both of you, you're dead. Hey, I won.
We have a final question from Christian Mercer.
Oh yes.
Does Death have his own backstory in the film, Alice?
Death is just there.
I think Death's got quite a backstory.
I mean, in a way, you do get to find out a bit about what Death is like in terms of personality and what Death does, and when he's, deathing. But we don't get Death has to contain a sense of mystery, otherwise I don't think it works as.
I think we do.
We know death.
We do find out that Death really does have a job to do, and if Death doesn't do it, it all goes somewhat wrong. Yeah, and there's a lot of catching up to do. It's quite bureaucratic, really.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
He's quite sentimental as well. He remembers every person he's ever taken the life of, and always collects them like trophies.
Yeah, in that non-existent noggin. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, this is Death's backstory right here. You can have it. You can win it.
Just donate to Kickstarter. You could be winning.
Any little donation, and you could win Death's backstory right there, right there. Does anyone know where we are on the Kickstarter?
2,112, I believe.
2,212.
Wowza. Okay, 2,212. That is
amazing.
That's huge. I mean, that's 20% of our total, which is fantastic. And our first night, that's a crazy start. And yeah, we just want to thank everybody.
Very much for everyone.
It's been an enjoyable, more than slightly silly kind of evening. I hope everybody's enjoyed it, and we're going to be carrying on posting stuff on the Facebook page and trying to kind of spread that around. We're going to get the individual interview videos and things up on YouTube so you can see those and share them and tell people about them, and there'll be more stuff as we go along, so kind of keep watching the Facebook page. We're going to keep people updated.
Yeah, we're also on Twitter and Instagram at Harvey Grieves, so you can follow us there. Most of the information can be on Facebook, but you know.
We're going to spread it more onto the Twitter and Instagram once we actually figure out what we're doing. It's mostly me just not being with it. So that's fine. And if you want to see anything from us, so this evening was fun, but if you have an idea, something else that we could do, get people involved, have another kind of fun evening sometime, and just tell us what you want to see from us, because we would like to give you that. Because, you know, it shouldn't be all one way. If you want something from us and you want to enjoy this process, then we are here to do that. Good luck, guys. Stacey Harper says. Stacey Harper, thank you very much indeed. It's a fantastic start, and we're really thrilled. And even Death is really pleased for us. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much a wrap, and we will see you along the way. This isn't goodbye. This is just the start. This is just the beginning. Hopefully of really great things to come. Thanks very much indeed.